My name is Rabbi Yosef Tropper, and I thank you so much for joining. This is Parshas Noach, and the title is Priorities. And it's a very interesting pasuk that tells us that when Noach came out of a teva, the first thing he did was that he built a mizbeach and he brought a carbon to Hashem. And the pasuk says that Hashem smelled the reach nichoch of the great fragrance of the carbon, and Hashem was so happy about it and so ecstatic that he promised that he would never destroy the world again. And eventually he gave the sign of the famous rainbow sign that would show that Hashem would never bring a mobble again. So the question is, what did Noach do that was so great? He brought a carbon. What's so great about that? What's so special about that? Where is the significance that warrants this great promise? Was Hashem just kind of looking for something small from Noach that would then allow him to make this promise that he would never do it? Or did Noach really do something great? And if we think about it, the teva was being in the ark and taking care of all the animals was a tremendous job. The Medrash tells us that Noach and his children did not sleep. And the entire time they were feeding animals. There were some animals that only fed and ate during the day, some animals that only fed at night, and they were running around. And in fact, Chazal tell us that the one time that they came late to feed the lion, Noach ended up getting hurt and punished by the lion for coming late. So there was this great expectation of tremendous amounts of service that they didn't sleep for the entire year that they were in the teva. And obviously there's a reason that this was done. Hashem made it in a way that Noach and his children would be re-establishing the world and setting Olam Chesed Yibana, building the world on kindness. And if we think about it, so finally Noach is told you could leave the teva. He must have been really happy to be able to finally leave and be back on planet Earth, although it was quite desolate and there was no one else there, which was certainly not a happy thing. But the idea that finally he was free, and you would think that the one thing that he would want to do, Noach and his 3 sons and their wives, they would probably want to rest and probably want to just finally relax after that very intense. Remember, Noach was also building this teva for 120 years straight in order to attract attention, but there was a lot of work that had to get done and gathering some of the animals and arranging and the food, etc. So there was a tremendous desire to just finally relax. And yet, the first thing that Noach did was he built a mizbeach for Hashem. With that perspective, now we understand that Noach showed that his priority was for the spiritual things and for focusing on Hashem. He was going to rebuild the world with a focus on the things that are really important. And for that, Hashem noticed that, and he said, if that's what you're going to do, the first time in the parsha that it uses the name of Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei, which is Rachamim, comes when Noach built the carbon, brought a carbon to Hashem, built the Mizbeach. Throughout the entire parsha, there was din, Elokim, Elokim, Elokim. The marble itself was brought at a din, but this was something that finally showed that if this person is going to have his perspective and going to have his priorities straight, then the world could last on this. This thought is based on an idea printed by Rabbi Yosef in a sefer, and it's a beautiful thing for us to bear in mind that when we have our priorities straight and we focus on Avodas Hashem, many good things come our way. I thank you so much for listening. I welcome your questions, comments, and sponsorships as well. Thank you.